Hey, what's going on? So you're new to the gym, you hear about all these things called supplements, you want to go to the store, you want to get some stuff, you walk into the store, they tell you you need everything, you need protein, you need this, you need that, you need that. All right, let's break down what it actually is, what their purpose is, why you might want them, why you may not need them. Just a basic rundown. Protein powder is going to enable you to get more protein in. As you start working out for recovery and body composition, you're going to want to start upping your protein to somewhere between 1 to 2 grams per a pound of body weight. That's going to start to help you recover, and spreading that protein throughout the day is going to keep your body in a growing state, and it's also going to keep you more full. That way you're not as hungry for other things, which is going to help you stick to a diet better. There's so many benefits to protein. Now, why you would get a protein powder? Not because it's like instantly going to make you gains. The reason from a logical standpoint is this one right here is great. If you have dairy sensitivities, this one has no dairy. It's Red Count 1 MRE light. It's got things like it's got beef protein, pea protein, chicken protein, eggs, salmon, and brown rice protein. So it's got a variety in there. You do have your standard whey isolates. Those are things you gotta try them. You gotta see what works for you. But anyways, back to why it matters. For instance, it comes down to price. You can pick these up for $25 to $30 per container. Retail, it might be like 40 something. Which, if you do the math on how many eggs versus how many steaks versus how many chicken you get versus the gram of proteins in here, that's one way to look at it, because you can definitely get a lot of protein for an inexpensive amount of money, and this is a great way to add in that extra protein. On the other hand, it's only 120 calories. So it's pretty close to a chicken breast as far as the macros break down, because it's got 24 grams of protein, 120 calories. You don't get much better than that. If you try to get it from like a protein bar, you're gonna have maybe 16 to 20 something grams of protein, but you're gonna have 320 calories, just for an example. And so when you're talking about protein, you really wanna try to get the best bang for your buck on the proteins. Why? So you can actually eat other foods and not waste all your calories on silly things. So this at 120 calories, and most protein shakes are going to be somewhere in there, and then 24 grams of protein is a great way to get the protein in without killing all your calories. So that's protein. Next, what do we got? Let's do pre-workout. Everyone wants to talk about pre-workout. Why do you need pre-workout? What is pre-workout? There's a variety of pre-workouts. This one I'm excited to try in a video coming up here soon. This is the new Ghost. Which one is it? Strawberry Lemonade Sour Patch Kids. Kind of sounds good. Ghost has always been a good one for me. And they're also lighter in the caffeine, which for me nowadays is what I like, because I might want to drink an energy drink or a coffee. Espresso is great. And essentially, when you're coming to pre-workouts, you got to remember that they are kind of like having another energy drink or a coffee, but the advantage to that is the fact that you're going to be able to, why you would have one of these pre-workouts is because it's going to have extra ingredients in there, things that are going to help with the pump. For example, like L-citrulline, which is going to help with a pump. You might have arginine or something like that, and that's going to help you get more swole in the gym. And then you got beta-alanine. Beta-alanine is going to help you when it comes to like endurance and things like that. Then you're going to start having things like L-tyrosine, taurine, caffeine, alpha GPC. All these things are going to help with focus and mental energy when it comes to the gym, and that's kind of what you're getting when you're getting with a pre-workout. Instead of just drinking an energy drink, you're getting something that's going to give you a little bit more. It's going to give you the caffeine, but it's also going to help you with the pump and the endurance factors. Have some ingredients in there for it. Probably pretty close to the same sort of stuff running through in here. There's some different ingredients. Everyone's going to have their own individual thing, but that is why you would want to do a pre-workout. Now, let's talk about if you're working out later in the day or you just want to get that pump. That pump's what makes us feel good in the gym. You know what I'm talking about. You walk out feeling like Arnold. 30 minutes later, you look like you. So what we got is you got products that are non-stem pre-workouts. I just got a Ghost box today, so everything up here is pretty much Ghost. That's what we got today. So But pump product is going to take out the factors of the caffeine. It's still going to have some of the things that help you focus, and it's also going to be heavy on the L-citrulline and things like that. So you might take it alongside of a pre-workout to get an additional pump, or you might take it alone, or if you're going to work out at night or first thing in the morning and you don't want to go straight to a heavy dose of caffeine, that's the way to go. When it does come to pre-workouts too, another thing when we talked about it to think about is that with pre-workouts, you're gonna vary. This one, I believe, like the caffeine in here, it's 250 milligrams of caffeine, not bad. This one is 200 milligrams of caffeine. Apologize about that. This one's 200 milligrams. Now, what you got to look out for in pre-workouts, and it depends on what you're trying to do and where you want to go and how hyped you want to get and such, is some of these pre-workouts are going to have, you want to look at the caffeine content, because some of them are going to have 300, 400, 500, 600 milligrams of caffeine. And depending on where you're at in your life, that's fun. But also, I might like to have an energy drink sometime throughout the day just for the flavor, or I might like to enjoy a nice coffee in the morning while I'm getting my day started and doing some work. And the more, you don't want to be drinking too much caffeine in a day, so kind of try to balance that out when you're thinking about your pre-workouts. Just something over time you learn. You might not want that one that's got 600 milligrams, gonna jack you to the ceiling. All right. We got two more quick ones. We'll go ahead and hit this one. Creatine. Now, what is creatine going to do? It's going to help you recover. It's going to help saturate your muscles. It's the original steroid. Shh, not really. But like, it gets for people that are just starting to work out, they kind of look at it and they're like, oh, creatine. Or like the young kids. No, creatine is really, it's one of the most studied things in like supplements in the industry. And it's going to help with recovery. It's going to help keep your muscles saturated. Which over time is going to make you look a little fuller and such when you're walking around. But the recovery ability and such is going to be one of the bigger factors. It's going to increase your ATP, which is basically just going to give you more muscle or more energy while you're working out and such. You can do there's plenty of research out there. This isn't a scientific review. This is a general review of where you're at when you're starting to work out and what you might need and might not need. Now, what I will say about creatine is when you go to get creatine, you're going to see a lot that have a lot of ingredients. But all you really need is you need creatine monohydrate. You can get it, it's between $20 and $30 nowadays. You just need plain creatine monohydrate. You could throw it in with some electrolytes, throw it in with your pre-workout. You want to get about 5 grams roughly. Some people go up to 10, some people say 2.5. Somewhere in that 5 grams is what you're looking for over time, and you take it consistently every day. If you're not working out that day, you might take it in the morning, and then if you are working out, take it before or after your workout, whichever. I really like this one. You don't have to buy this. The reason I don't say that you have to, because like there's a big trap in the industry where like you're gonna walk in and you're gonna think you need all this stuff, but creatine doesn't have to be fancy. It can be the white powder creatine monohydrate that's super cheap, and you mix it in something else, boom, it does its job. Why I get this and I pay the extra money? Because it's sour lemonade warheads. It's delicious, but I'm not gonna say that that's what you need to do. So just be aware. You could spend $45 on creatine, or you could spend $20 to $30, and you're gonna get way more servings, because this is probably 30. Yeah, it's 30 servings versus you probably get like 100 servings for that price, and you can just mix it in with something else that tastes good. Boom, save all that money. I like to mix this in with the hydration pack on top of it and put it inside of my gallon of water while I'm working out, so I can make sure I'm drinking water. It tastes really good. That's why I do it, but you don't have to. All right, the last thing we've got here, the good old amino acids. Do you need them? Do you want them? Is it just want something that tastes good? Why does it matter? Okay, so here's the thing. Unless you're doing a lot of activity or you're in a major calorie deficit, you don't really need to worry about taking these, because if you're drinking protein, you're going to be getting in amino acids. So these aren't essential. Where these come in handy is it's something flavorful you can drink. Also, it's going to help if you're like in a calorie restricted zone, because it's going to help preserve the muscle. But if you're eating enough and you're having plenty of protein, these aren't going to be as much of a factor. So you don't want to get like, if you're going to be coming down to the products that you're going to buy, this might be one of the last things you consider. Just it's something that stays in my cabinet, but one of these will last me. There's 20 to 40 servings in here, but one of these will last me several months, because I only use it maybe once or twice a week, if that. Sometimes it'll sit up there for a few weeks, and then when I'm like really pushing it for a while, I might add some of these if I feel like my body just needs that extra to kind of like keep me from breaking down, because I'm working out, but maybe I haven't been able to get enough food in. It just kind of helps stave that off. So it's not necessarily essential. They can taste good, they can have benefit, but it's not the first thing you got to run out and buy. So that's the breakdown when it comes to supplements and such. Build our little tower back up so it looks cool. Bam! Looks crazy now. Anyways, that's the rundown. Hopefully it's helpful if you're starting to work out, and direction on where to go when you're starting to get supplements, what's important, what's not, why you want to take it. Pre-workout's the same as caffeine to some degree, so don't think just because you're going to work out that you got to take pre-workout. All those kinds of things. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate that those of you that have got us up to 119 subs now. Thank you.